Hello, lovely people, and welcome to my channel. I'm Stephanie, and this is Evolved Chit. It's my little corner of the world where I like to talk about spirituality, metaphysical stuff, universal laws, and psychology. So in this video, I'd like to talk about a topic that was actually inspired by someone who left a comment on one of my videos. And it was basically implying that she's waiting for her twin flame to grow up, to be ready in the connection. So I think it's a really good topic to talk about. I know I kind of went through a bit of a situation where I was waiting for someone to change, or I have heard it from other people as well. I mean, I think we probably all have done that at some point in our lives. So just want to talk about, like, if you're waiting on your twin flame, what's that really doing? So, but before I jump into this topic, if you are new here, welcome. And if you've been here before, welcome back. It's lovely to have you. And you know the drill, hit the thumbs up button and like this video. And if you have any questions or comments or like to share where you are in your journey, I would love to hear from you. So please put a comment in the comment section below. And if I can provide a meaningful response, I'm happy to do so. And please subscribe to my channel too and get notifications of future content. Okay, so waiting. Waiting sounds like it's kind of spiritual because we think, if you're somebody who believes in, like, you're on a spiritual path or the twin flames journey, you think that this is like a divinely guided situation. And maybe it is. But waiting is still an energy. And if you're waiting for your twin flame to wake up, or you're waiting for them to change, you're waiting for timing for everything to align, or you're waiting for the next, runner-chaser cycle. I'm not saying that, in this that you should dismiss the connection or what you've experienced or are experiencing as a result of it. But what I'm saying is that quietly waiting for someone to change can become your lifestyle. And you don't realize it when it happens. And again, I'm saying some of this from my own personal experience. So because waiting doesn't really start dramatically. It might start in terms of, well, I'm just going to give that person a little bit of time, or they're going through something right now. Another one, it's all a part of the journey, and I'm supposed to be, waiting to see if my energy is shifted, or his energy is shifted, or their energy is shifted, and we're going to be in union. But over time, something shifts, and maybe you stop making certain plans because you're kind of caught up in your inner narrative or some obsessive thoughts. Maybe you hesitate before you're committing to your own growth and expansion and doing things that are enriching for you. Maybe you're measuring new opportunities against a future that hasn't even happened yet. And the thing is that you're not frozen, you're just on pause. Like, you're here, you're living, maybe you're working, doing your thing, your house still looks good, but you're pausing other parts of your life. You're not prioritizing being social or spending time with loved ones or doing things like that. And that starts to become the new normal. And I think a lot of that is caught up in, if people believe that this is a spiritual experience that's happening. Some folks get caught up in this idea of divine timing, and it can be, create a lot of illusion. This whole concept of divine timing. So, giving it this like spiritual language, it can make it feel like waiting is like a spiritually elevated thing to do. And maybe you tell yourself, like, it's divine timing, or we're mirroring each other, which is valid in a lot of respects. Maybe I've heard this one before. Well, they need to learn their lesson. But the real question that you need to ask yourself is that, what if the lesson isn't about them? What if the lesson is about you not putting your life on hold? Are you prioritizing certain activities over, spending time with people, or doing things that enrich your life, or encourage your growth and well-being? Because divine timing doesn't require self-suspension. It's alignment doesn't require you to shrink or hide. And if somebody needs to go figure themselves out, that's valid. But why does that require you to wait on your life and experiencing your life? So when waiting becomes your identity, you may identify with being the one, well, I'm the one who waits. I'm the patient one, the understanding one, the spiritually mature one. But really underneath that identity can be something that is way more vulnerable. And that could be the fear of being wrong about this connection. Maybe the fear of letting go of that investment in time and energy. Maybe it's the fear that if you move forward that you'll miss out. So you may hover. Maybe you're only half opening yourself up to your life because you're investing energy into something that may not be here right now. And instead, you may call that faith or manifestation, or not to laugh about it again, because I've done it. So I know what this feels like. But there's a real cost of waiting, and it costs you your clarity, your momentum, your self-trust. It costs you new experiences and meeting new people. And sometimes it even costs you your self-respect. Because when you wait for someone to choose you, you slowly stop choosing yourself. And over time, you start accepting less than what you actually desire. And that's not because you don't know any better, but because you're attached to potential. And I'm raising my hand on that one too. And then instead, you get disappointment. And not because you failed or love failed, but because your life is trying to move forward and maybe you're holding it back. So if twin flames are mirrors, then let's honestly, take a look at this concept. So if you're waiting for someone to commit, heal, step up, be ready, where are you hesitating to step fully into your own next level? Where are you playing small to keep the door open? Where are you postponing your own growth and expansion? And maybe, what is being mirrored at you isn't asking you to be more patient. It might be asking you to be more decisive. And that's something I personally experienced, that I was being wishy-washy about things. And that can be that, that push-pull energy that goes on within us, that conflicted energy that we may have. Maybe a fear of making choices or making the wrong choice, or fear of rejection. So, what happens when you don't move forward? And it's funny, just like I just saw a reel the other day. Jane Fonda was talking about, I forget what the context was, but it sounded like she was talking about, things you need to keep on doing as you get older. And the first thing she said was, keep moving your body. And that's to be said in this case too, is like a body in motion. But this has to do with not waiting. And when you stop waiting and you start living your life more fully, one of two things can happen. And, either the connection that you're thinking about right now or desiring, that connection will rise up to meet you in reality, not in fantasy. And you'll know. Or it dissolves because it was never meant to survive your growth. And both are perfect and both are in perfect alignment. So it's actually really freeing when you realize that's what's truly meant for you does not require you to wait, doesn't require you to remain in stagnation. It will meet you when you are in motion. One of the things that is something that I've talked to people about who don't align with Twin Flames journey and have struggled with dating, I encourage them to pick a couple of activities to add to their life every month. Maybe it's picking up a volunteer opportunity. Maybe it's if they're into sports or creative pursuits or something like that, just to go out and get more involved doing things that they enjoy doing. because you're more likely to meet, like-minded people. And who knows where that can go. So it's something that I've done that's helped me with, meeting so many new wonderful people and adding more friendships to my life, and acquaintances, because of going out and doing things that I want to experience and pursue from creative pursuits. And also volunteering and being on a board. So there are things that can be really cool about going out and, giving of your time in terms of volunteer work, but also just going out and learning something new. There's so many cool local things. I mean, I live in a city, so it usually is a little more accessible for me. But if you're in that kind of proximity and there are like community events or other like social clubs or things like that, or groups, meetups that you can explore. Of course, you want to make sure you're being safe, but there are so many cool things to do with those apps. So definitely something to consider, because again, what's truly meant for you does not require you to wait in stagnation. So go out and experience your life, because it's going to all meet you while you are in motion and you are living and doing and being. So the biggest part of this is, I think, for a lot of people that I have connected with, we sometimes think we know what we want in a relationship, or we know how we're showing up, or we know the kind of partner that we want to be in a relationship with. But oftentimes that's really not true. And especially if you've gone through something challenging or very emotionally heavy and intense, it's important to really understand like who you are, what your self-concept is. So that entire waiting pattern is rooted in the self-concept. So if your internal story is, I'm waiting to be chosen, your life is going to reflect that. When your internal story becomes more, I choose what meets me, and you're getting clear on your self-concept and what you want to experience in your life, and what feels good and natural, not so many red flags, that's when everything starts to change, because you stop negotiating with crumbs. You stop interpreting inconsistency as destiny. You stop pausing your life, and you don't become closed. You become clear, and that clarity is absolutely magnetic. And, it's not about giving up on love, and it's not about giving up on yourself while you're waiting. You can love and you can trust and, you can hold space for someone, but you do not have to hold still. You want to move and expand and grow and live. That's what you are here to do as a spiritual being, having a human experience. And when you're doing these things, what's aligned for you will meet you there. So I hope this was helpful. And this is just a reminder that you were loved, you were amazing, you were awesome, you were necessary, and you are really freaking needed right now. So step into your power. And until next time, I'm sending you lots of love and good vibes for your journey.